Hey, what's up guys? My name is Brandon. I am the founder and visionary of NOVAEO, and I'm doing this video for you to communicate a little bit more detail about this role that we're hiring, that we're calling the Amazon Content Creative Director. So basically, a little bit of context about our team. We own 6 or 7 health and wellness product brands, dietary supplements, cosmetics, natural sweeteners, tea, basically a bunch of stuff in like the health and wellness range. And each one of our brands is allocated into a different seller account. And each of those seller accounts, therefore each of those brands, has a different Amazon store lead that is responsible for the overall performance of each store. But these store leads tend to be more Amazon generalists. And so we also build specialists in the various marketing angles of Amazon, and actually even off Amazon as well, that these store leads work with. Not really the bosses of. We're very horizontal, or really we're more of a decentralized team. So it really is more like working with each other. Everyone is incentivized for the same goals. So it really does create a very team-oriented atmosphere, which is awesome. So for this role, we're looking for someone that is an absolute specialist, both currently and someone that is going to forever continue furthering their knowledge of specifically content that is specifically strategic for the Amazon platform. So not someone that is just good at directing quality creative content in general, branding in general, that kind of thing. We're looking specifically for the Amazon platform, especially because if you have Amazon experience, you already know that Amazon is a totally different animal than all other platforms. And so the content that works on Amazon doesn't necessarily work for the content that is elsewhere, and also you have significantly less freedom of presentation of the content, so you have to work within those boundaries. So to kind of clarify the content that I'm talking about, and the right people, you would already know this, but we're not just talking about the listing content, which would include everything from, well, the basics, but also the listing videos as well. But we're talking about the storefronts, so the layout and the design aesthetic of the storefronts. But even further than that is the creative advertising. So that's what? That's sponsored display and sponsored brand. So that's the videos, the PPC videos, and the PPC like images that you can create. And then even more so than that, we're not yet doing this, but we're getting really close to doing Amazon DSP, which is not display. It's something different. I know most people probably aren't going to have as much experience with DSP, if any. And so I'm not going to hold that as a requirement. Basically, if you can tackle all these other content categories, then I would have faith in you being able to learn and develop your skill in Amazon DSP creatives as well. But for this role, we're really looking for someone that is not just a creative mind. You have to be an analytical mind as well, because we are constantly going to be trying out new stuff. That's part of your role, is to come up with new ideas. What is a new way to communicate information in a primary image, for example, the image that shows up on a search page that the customer only sees this little tiny thumbnail, and there's tons and tons of distracting competitors. So coming up with new ways to present various information in that's the type of person that we're looking for. Coming up with new ways to, like new video templates for our PPC videos. So constantly trying new stuff. Again, we have several brands, several seller accounts distributed through all these different business entities. And in total, we're close to around 200 listings and constantly growing. We're going to be launching more brands, more products, more listings, etc. So we want to be trying out different stuff in different areas and then reviewing the data. And this is part of what your role would have to be, is the ability to know where to go to get the data, to know what data to look like based on the asset that you're testing, and then to be able to understand, what should get tweaked. And then once you see the data that you're looking, the positive data that shows an increase in whatever it is that you're looking at, whether it's conversions, clicks, whatever, to then be able to scale. And so This role specifically is more about the strategy. It's the creative direction and the ability to analyze data, to collect data and interpret data, and then decide scaling that strategy. But we already have a creative team. We have designers, we have copywriters, and we have project managers. So what this role does not need to be, but it can be, is being able to lead the tasking. So being able to lead the designers, lead the copywriters. You know, we use ClickUp for our project management. So if that is in your wheelhouse, then great. But what we really care to have is the mind that is able to develop the strategy and to be constantly trying new things. So trying new things means observing what's working from our competitors, from our inspo brands. It's learning from various, influencers and information marketers and all that are out there. And then it's also coming up with your own creative ideas to test stuff out, gather data, and then determine scaling. Additionally, I have tons of ideas. I'm a very, very creative person. So I'll be sharing tons of ideas to also test, to basically refine and test as well. But the ideal person for this role is able to come up with their own creative ideas as well. So creative video templates, PPC creatives, everything. So yeah, to reiterate, if you have the ability to also lead copywriters, lead designers in order to create these assets, awesome, communicate that. If that's not really something that you are particularly skilled at, that's okay, because we do have those people in place. And we have the systems in place. So that can be done if your primary skill set is really just in the analyzing of data, the collection of ideas, and the innovation of new ideas. All right, I'm gonna give a little pause here because I feel like I have more to talk about, but I need to take a little break. Okay, yeah, so another part of this role is to stay up to date with what Amazon is testing out. So for example, in various categories, Amazon is sometimes testing being able to carousel the images that show up on the search page, where it starts with the primary image, but then you can the customer can swipe on that and it carousels the gallery images. So knowing what Amazon is testing out means that we want to get a jump ahead of it in case Amazon commits to that, whatever it is that they're testing. And oddly enough, they've been testing this out off and on for at least a year. And sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But another thing in relation to the gallery images that it seems like they may have committed to, at least in our categories, which is health and beauty, grocery, we're in grocery as well, is the first bits of content above the A+, they relist the gallery images stacked vertically, which is pretty interesting. So in the past, if you were to ask me 2 or 3 years ago, gallery images really weren't that valuable. But now it seems like Amazon is making them super valuable, either carousel on the search page or sometimes both stacked above the A+ content. They really want quality information to be communicated in that content field. So that's pretty interesting. So this role would be observing and staying up to date with what Amazon is testing, what Amazon is doing, and then restructuring or re-strategizing our content strategy based on that. But always testing, always analyzing data. That part is huge. So it's not everyone's mind to have both the ability to be creative and analytical. It's kind of, I think, scientifically, it's two different sides of the brain. But the right person for this role, if that's you, you have both of those sides working together in order to develop and test and scale content strategy. Okay, Amazon Live, Amazon Posts. Bonus points if you understand those systems and are able to develop strategy around that. Now, we actually have an Amazon Live team in which we do outreach to gather Amazon Live influencers. I guess not just Amazon Live, but also influencers that do video shorts and stuff like that. So to be able to provide those people creative direction, that would also be a huge part of this role. So we already have the team in place that goes out and does the outreach to gather these people, but to be able to create templates and ideas and structure for what those videos are that these influencers and affiliates curate would definitely be a huge part of this role. And when it comes to Amazon posts, we've been doing Amazon posts. They don't really seem to generate that much of a return for us, but admittedly, we're not really that focused on it. We're kind of just like throwing up our Instagram posts and stuff like that. We just haven't had the headspace to really go deep into that. But you should have that headspace. So you would be going deep into Amazon posts, figuring out what's working, if anything. Sometimes Amazon tests out these new ideas, and Amazon Social, they've been trying to get it to work for like 4 or 5 years. And I mean, it's been like 400 different, they've branded it like 400 different ways over the past few years. So it seems like Amazon posts might be here to stay. So it's probably finally worth figuring out and learning, but we haven't yet. And so that would be a huge part of your role as well. But the really big thing, you know, is going to be ads, and it's going to be listing content, because we get millions, literally millions of views spread across all of our listings, you know, per month. So, and that's only going to increase as we expand to Amazon DSP and as we invest deeper and deeper into our PPC spend, which right now is around $100,000 a month. So, yeah, let's see. What else is there in the Amazon creative world? I think I pretty much covered it. If you can think of anything else that I'm missing, please speak it. You know, the absolute best person for this role is someone that knows more than me about this stuff. But I'm running the rest of the business, so I don't have the headspace to really go deep into this. I do like to bring my attention to all of our creative strategy. We're not just an Amazon-focused business model. We focus off Amazon as well, but this role is specific to Amazon, and I will definitely be sharing my creativity with you in this role. And so I really look forward to working closely with you. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right.